If you have £500 and you don't know where to put it, this video is going to change everything for you. The order you invest is actually more important than how much you invest. If you get it wrong, you leave a lot of money on the table, you leave thousands on the table. But if you get it right, you build wealth over a period of time. Hi, I'm Nancy, and I have been in finance for over 21 years. This exact strategy I have taught to over 1,000 people how to build wealth systematically, structurally, and how to make money work for you harder. The first thing I would do, guys, ensure that you have emergency funding. What is an emergency fund? Emergency fund is some kind of fund that you can dip into just in case the worst happens. What you don't want to do is invest all of your money and you are desperate for something. Boiler has broken down, your car tire has burst or something, understand? You guys, life happens to all of us, okay? Or you've lost your job. So what you don't want to do, because we can't really predict the market, you don't want to start selling your investments at a loss just to live. So what I would recommend is put 3 to 6 months worth of expenses in an account, just sitting down there, and put it just not in any kind of account. I would recommend a high yield savings account. So now if you check the market, there are some high yield savings account that pay us 4%, 5%. Do some research. I personally know Moneybox is currently offering 3.4%. Trading 212 is currently offering 3.6%, for their cash HYSA. So do some research to figure out what kind of account is best to secure your emergency funding. So I want you guys to start. Don't just think about, some people will think, oh, my expense is like 2,000 a month. How am I supposed to put 6,000 at once? No, you're thinking about the big picture. Just put in little every single month from your salary, and before you know, you have built it. Now I'll put a certain percentage into that and keep building it. In addition to your building your high yield savings account or for your emergency fund, I will invest in ETFs. Remember, we're splitting at £500. So if you have £500, this is how I'll split it. I would invest in ETFs. ETFs are basket of stocks that we invest in. ETFs will give us long-term exposure to all of the market. Okay, but also it is lower risk than investing in individual companies. So a good example of this kind of fund that gives us basket of great exposure to the world will be the S&P 500 or a global fund like the FTSE All World or the HSBC FTSE fund. Those kind of companies will give you exposure into so many companies at once. So ETFs are important, a very, very important part of your portfolio. The ETF part of your portfolio will give you a lot of growth. Okay? ETF part of your portfolio will give you a lot of growth. The next thing I'm going to do is invest in REITs. Yes, real estate investment trust. The reason why I'm going to be investing in real estate investment trust is, in addition to our ETFs, it gives us balance, it gives us diversification, but it's also the income generating part of my portfolio. So when we invest in REITs, we get exposure into the real estate market. Most times, if we're buying a physical property, we have some restrictions or some challenges around deposits. A lot of us, to buy a physical property, you need a lot of money, right? So deposits, you need to get a mortgage. And even once you get the mortgage, you're going to manage the property, because your property is not going to come turnkey. Or even if it does, you still have to manage the property. You still have to manage tenants. So by just doing that, buying a physical property, I have excluded 90% of you listening to me. Okay? But now by investing in REITs, which gives us exposure into the real estate market, we can invest with as little as £1, €1, $1, or 5,000 naira, whatever, wherever you are, you can invest with as little as £1. Why is this the income generating part of our portfolio? Good question. This is because the government or the REIT companies give us, you and I, shareholders, 90% of their taxable income. Yes. So the government will not tax them, but in return, they have said to them, you need to give your shareholders 90% of your profits back to us. So you find out that even if the real estate market is not doing well, your REIT will consistently pay you out dividends, either every month, every 3 months, or every half a year, dependent on the REIT companies. This is why we use REITs as the income generating part of our portfolio. So now you have seen we are building emergency fund, we are investing in ETFs and REITs. The number 4 thing we're going to be doing is ensuring that all of this that I've done, ETFs, REITs, even your emergency fund, will be allocated in your HYSA account. Yes, for us here in the UK, we have an allocation of £20,000 that we can save, invest, any returns on investment, any capital gains, any dividends earned, as long as it's under the HYSA scheme, will not be taxed. Can you see how we're smart here? Building it up that way. Yes. So we have an allowance, like I mentioned, of 20,000 in the tax year. It rolls over. It's renews every April. So 6th of April every year, you get a new 20,000 allowance that you can save and invest in that financial year, and any returns will not be taxed. The 5th thing I'll do in that £500 we're still building on, ensuring that it's working as hard for us, is I will max out or contribute towards my pension. So here in the UK, we have something called the SIP, personal pension. Okay, so it's called the self-invested personal pension. Did you know that if I put £800 into my SIP, the government automatically gives me 25% return on investment on that, or on the amount, any amount I put in, the government gives me a 25% rebate. So if I put in £100, I'll get a balance of £125. Now, please, this is not in place of your current pension where you are at work. This is in addition. So what I would generally use my SIP for, this is May 2026 if you're watching. And this year so far, I have been able to collect £29,000 from my old employers. So one from here, and I put it in my personal pension. I was able to now invest it myself. Now, where I'm currently working has the employer match. Please do not give up your employer matching for where you are, because that's an immediate £100 return on 100% return on investment. So please do not give up your employer matching. Your SIP should be in addition, or if you're trying to collate all your other pensions from other places, put it in your SIP and put the pension to work. Okay? The mistake most people do is that they leave their pension sitting down doing nothing, even once they've collected the money and it's just sitting in an account. Your money is not working. The important thing is to let your money work. Why? By investing in our ETFs. Remember, we spoke about ETFs. Now, the same thing you have invested in your stocks and shares HYSA, now is the same way you're going to invest in your SIP, the same products, the same instruments, but now your money is working in your stocks HYSA account, and your money is now also working in your SIP account. So you can see how this is a well thought out process on how to arrange our £500. If you have, this is how real wealth is built. It is not in gambling. It is well thought out. Wealth is systematic, is intentional, is structured, and everything I will do, the cherry on the cake will be to automate everything. This single thing is where people get it wrong. I would automate the money going into my emergency fund. I will automate my ETF investment. I would automate my REIT investment. I would automate my SIP contributions. And then I've taken out, I encourage consistency. I'm not doing anything manually. Life happens. We're busy individuals. We're working, where some of us are parents, some of us are friends, have children. You don't understand. So life happens to all of us. So what we can do is take out some of the stress around building finance and building our wealth by automating these things. I promise you guys, if you are consistent by starting your investment journey today and leaving it to run for years and years and years, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you will be wealthy. Certain. You will be wealthy. I dare say it is consistency that beats intensity. Not a one thing bank, just little drops make a mighty ocean. So guys, in recap, this is the order. Emergency funding in a high yield savings account, invest ETFs and invest in REITs through your stocks HYSA. Okay, max out your stocks HYSA, save in your cash HYSA as well. Fund your SIP and this is your blueprint for wealth building. Do this year in, year out, 5, 10, 15 years. Come back to me and say thank you. So this is what I teach every day, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays on TikTok at 12 p.m. I'm there on live, but I've also taught this strategy to over 1,000 people. Now, if you want to start your investment journey, I want to learn how to, and you want me to help you implement, there's a free training. You're going to find the link in the description. Okay. But plus, I'll also invite you to join my masterclass. Okay. Get the recorded class and start your investment journey today, where we share separate assets, all for educational purposes, 8 ETFs, 7 REITs that will build your foundation. Then you join the most sought after community. Yes, investment community. We have a WhatsApp community, and you'll be able to join us so that you are with like-minded individuals building wealth, doing life together, because this is how wealth is built. Okay. So if you like its kind of content, please like, subscribe, share, put your comments in the comment section. And if you have any questions, put it in the comment section. I will be looking for your questions to be able to answer. But until next time, guys, start doing something today. Trading 212, if you're in the UK, is perfect. Is a perfect place to start. Just start. Even if you download the app, you'll find out that, oh, you even feel better because you've done something for yourself and for your finances. Until next time, see you on the next one. Take care.